in Gotham's darkest alleys and Arkham's twisted gardens. The city has been plagued by many threats but few, as enduring and as dangerous as poison ivy and poison. But here's the question. Between the verdant manipulator and the toxic brute, which villain is truly deadlier? Let's start, of course, with Pamela Eilebetter, known as Poison Ivy. Dr. Eile was once a promising botanist whose genius was matched only by her obsession. An experiment gone wrong depending on the version, pharmaceutical sabotage, or her own botanical hubris transformed her, physically and mentally, granting her a symbiotic relationship with plant life and rendering her immune to most toxins. But her true weapon is poison. She wields pheromones that can seduce, control, and even kill with a kiss. She communes with every vine and spore of Gotham, able to turn the city's flora into an extension of her will. Her moral compass none too stable, Poison Ivy is floated between eco-terrorism and But make no mistake, her agenda, no matter how green, often drips with blood. Then there's Poison real name, Pamela Lillian Eile. No, that's not right. This is where things get confusing. In comics and their multiversal madness, Poison often refers to several characters, but perhaps the most notable is Ethan Bennett, a man mutating into a walking factory of deadly compounds, or the incarnations that manifest as walking toxic clouds or sentient viruses. For purposes of this comparison, let's consider Poison as a supervillain archetype. That is, a villain whose entire modus operandi is poisoning others, whether chemically, biologically, through toxins or venoms, or even by becoming the poison itself. Both Poison Ivy and Poison see toxins, not just as tools, but as extensions of themselves. Ivy can walk into a gala and enthrall a ballroom within minutes, her pheromones undetectable, until the city's elite finds themselves writhing under her command. Meanwhile, villains like Poison operate more blatantly liquids, in champagne glasses turning stomachs black, a fog rolling across city blocks, toppling citizens like flies. There's no subtlety, only carnage. But which approach is deadlier? Let's look at scale. Poison Ivy rarely seeks mass casualties, at least, not as her primary goal. Most of Ivy's plans hinge on retribution, vengeance, or dramatic warnings. A toxin in the reservoir here, a homeopathic plague there, but always with an aim to get Gotham's attention and force respect for the green. Nonetheless, she is fully capable of genocide. Her spore clouds can zombify or kill a metropolis if unleashed. Her lethality hinges on personal vendetta and, with the exception of the odd environmental apocalypse, is targeted. Now, Poison, whether a sentient toxin or a human vessel, thrives on indiscriminate death. There can be no negotiation, no appeal to morality. Poison, as a villain, is often a force of nature. Victims frequently have no chance. A handshake, a drop in the air, is enough. Sometimes, even the villain cannot control the spread, resulting in global threats. In these incarnations, Poison doesn't want to bend Gotham to its will. Poison wants to obliterate it, cell by cell. But lethal potential alone isn't the whole story. There's method. Poison Ivy's unique brilliance lies in subterfuge. She brings death sweetly, wrapping her victims in promises of desire or hope for a greener world. You don't realize you're dying until the petals have closed and her lips have left your skin. Her green thumb manages to make horror almost beautiful. As for Poison, the terror is more direct. Victims die screaming, retching, blighted. There's no ambiguity. The streets bear witness to the aftermath: piles of boaties bloating under a summer sun, the city quarantined, the headlines blaring, outbreak in Gotham. No romanticizing, only panic. Let's not forget immunity. Ivy cannot be stopped by most toxins. Her plant symbiosis makes her a survivor. With Poison, however, the killer is sometimes vulnerable to its own weapons. The path of utter destruction is a lonely one. No cure, and often no coming back. So who is deadlier? On a personal level, Ivy is the seductress supreme, deadly to individuals, lovers, enemies, and sometimes all of Gotham if she chooses. In sheer body count, Poison brutal, unfeeling, and hazardous, may rack up more deaths, less artistically but with ruthless efficiency. In the end, the answer depends on the measure. Ivy, the botanist, is deadly by choice of every life, taken a calculated act, every plot a warning. Poison, by contrast, is death indiscriminata, tidal wave of agony that cannot be reasoned with. Gotham, if forced to choose, would pray for Ivy's poetry over poison's plague, because at least with Ivy you might live to tell the tale. With poison, there's only silence.